I'm Mandy Coombs and I'm Head of Operations at Red Bee's Creative Division, and what we do is promotion and branding for media brands. We're very proud of our ability to spot raw creative talent and develop people from scratch, and I think some of our brightest stars have come from that route. So even our Executive Creative Director was a trainee here originally. The trick is probably to spot real potential in young people and then give them the opportunity to really make something of that. And then having given people opportunities, what you get back is huge commitment. So as well as getting fresh new talent, you're getting committed individuals because you've given something to them.
So my name is Tony Foggett. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Code Computer Love. We're a digital agency based in Manchester. Well, Code started in 1999, so we've been around quite a while. There were 3 of us originally. Probably quite a classic cliche of sometimes referred to in the business as a ponytail, specs and a suit. So that's a creative, a developer and I guess a front guy. And that collaboration of those different skill sets is something that is fundamental to digital businesses. We're a service business and that works by you recruiting or bringing in the best talent around, and you get it working really well together, you're motivating that talent. And that by default will get you a great product and will bring you the kind of client satisfaction that you need, that's going to then lead to the kind of commercial success and fame that brings you the next talent and the next great work and the next great clients, and you get that kind of cycle of evolution going on. So it really starts with finding the right people.
Making sure that people go on developing in their role or develop into new roles is obviously important because that's how you retain people. It's not so much about giving them specific formal training. Very often it's about allowing people to find new things that they're interested in and new challenges. In the end, that is how you keep people, isn't it? Is to give people new challenges. Most of the learning that people do here, as I'm sure it is with most people, is on the job. There's very little of sending people off on courses. But what we do try to do is, whenever possible, we encourage as wide a range of people to contribute to projects as possible. So if there is a brief that needs solving, then the brilliant idea that cracks that problem could just as equally come from a production assistant as it could from a creative director.
My name's David Slight. I'm Dean of Public Engagement at the University of Lincoln, and I'm Associate Professor of Media. My background was working for the BBC in London in post-production in the 1980s and 90s. And moving from there into higher education was a conscious decision to try and help the University of Lincoln establish itself with a really strong presence in practical media education. We also have a series of opportunities within our course where students go out in industry itself. This is a really great opportunity for people to meet the industry and therefore to be able to develop the tools, the skills of communicating with people in the industry.
I think companies should always think quite broadly about what creativity is and where it can come from. Just because somebody's done a media studies degree doesn't necessarily mean that they're any more qualified than someone that's come out of a degree in I don't know, a science or whatever else. We've even had a vet on our training scheme at one point here. That's not quite so usual, but what you do need is people with a range of different backgrounds, because that different life experience that they bring helps to improve the mix of people you've got.
I'm Catherine Nathan and I'm a partner in Ratchet Films, and there are 2 of us, 50-50 partners, and we are a production company. On Monday we have starting an intern, a paid intern. So he's starting with us for an initial 3 months to see if he likes the variety of work that we do and if he likes us even, So he's going to arrive, and that's going to, I think, bring a whole new dynamic to the team, to just have a designer in-house, sitting with us, getting involved at a brainstorming stage, really upping our game and making sure that we understand the workflow and his processes and how he does things. So I think that's going to be hugely beneficial.
Actually, the way we run much of the talent development is within the specialist disciplines, with still run and led by the kind of discipline coach, we call them, or leader. So that would be a creative director or a technical director, for instance, working with their discipline of specialists on their individual kind of goals and what they want to achieve, and supporting them in that. We actually place the responsibility for that learning very much with those individuals. Within the organisation, we have a whole bunch of different kind of cycles of learning that give us the opportunity to stop, reflect and adapt. That follows through very much to an individual level.
Small companies have absolutely got to get it right with every single person that they take. So you've got to be sure, and just looking at a CV or just looking at a showreel isn't going to do that. So don't be constrained in your thinking. Just find a way to expose that, creativity. We quite often use set creative challenges for people as part of our recruitment process. We find that setting, for example, a writing task is much more likely to show you something interesting about somebody than just reading their CV.